Sunday, March 13th, 2011, and today's walk is a Winchester circular, Freewalk 15, around about 10 miles around the city and its countryside. It's 11:45. Spent 15 minutes messing around on the platform. Come down this way again as usual because the weather seems to be best in the region today. It's going to be dry and sunny down here before anywhere else in the southeast, so hence the location choice. I think I'll be doing a fair bit of urban walking today, so a little bit different to usual. Anyway, 11:45, about 4 hours I anticipate this walk taking, perhaps a bit more with all the filming that's going to happen. Let's press on. 5 minutes in and we encounter the monument to plague victims. Erected in 1759 apparently. So here we have the courtyard of the Great Hall, all that remains of the castle, built in 1235 by Henry III. And this is all that remains of the castle today.
Not the church bell, no. Town hall bell. Town hall.
Just about to pass under the west gate. Some coats of arms there. And in the distance there is that famous clock. Indicating 12 noon. Frank Frink's sculpture of horse and rider, as mentioned in the text. Closer view of that interesting clock. Now in the modern pedestrianised high street. Little statue hidden in there to Queen Anne. 1713. So there we have the butter cross mentioned in the text, and just next to it the covered passageway that we now need to go down. Stuck between two pasty shops, temptingly. And there's the plaque telling us about William the Conqueror's palace, now occupied by West Cornwall Pasty Company. The tiny church of St Lawrence in the square. The City Museum. Just over there the cathedral grounds, which is where one of my friends got married, I believe. I think I've been here before. The west front of the cathedral. Very impressive it is too. Walking down the buttress arches towards Wolvesey Castle. Looking back at the eastern end of the cathedral. So here we have the only remaining section of the Roman wall. Now stood by the very fast flowing River Itchen. And here we have Winchester's only remaining remnants of medieval wall. So a tiny fragment of the Roman wall just previously, and now the medieval section. St Catherine's Hill, seen from Itchen navigation. Apparently we'll be up there shortly. 450 metres high, I think. These playing fields actually belong to the famous Winchester College school. And this post marker tells us that we've walked a mile from Winchester along the Pilgrims Trail. 27 miles to Portsmouth. Church of St Cross there in the distance. As seen from the car park mentioned in the text. Just about to start the ascent of St Catherine's Hill, managed by Hampshire and Isle of Wight Wildlife Trust. Just emerging from the wood trees mentioned in the text, taking a kind of diagonal route up the St Catherine's Hill, and there's no longer a fence on the right, and there's been some clearance going on. So I've now hit the point where the steps begin to take us to the top of the hill. Quite an interesting view from here, which no doubt will improve as I get higher. Just crossed over what was originally the original Battle of Shawford Down all those years ago. The view from up on St Catherine's Hill, which used to be a fort. There's the old cathedral. Quite windy up here. Here we have the Maze, which is of unknown origin, and behind me, in this crown of trees, there used to be a medieval chapel apparently. No longer there, but spookily anyway, reminds me of Hitchwood. Church of St Cross. And the water meadows in front of it. Oliver's Battery behind, up on the left. Apparently where Oliver Cromwell bombed the town. Bombarded, I mean. In fact, I made a mistake earlier. This hill fort's only 150 metres high. 450, it'd be somewhere in the Lake District. And there's the M3 motorway, which was almost built, had it not been for the Battle of Shawford Down, in this valley bottom. What a disaster that would have been. Now 1:30, so I think I'll make use of this log here and its lovely view and have my lunch here. And as predicted by the weathermen, the sun is just coming out. Okay, lunch has been had, sun's out. Now looking down Plague Pit Valley. So named because victims of the plague were buried in here. Just as well, that was a long time ago. So here we have the bridge across the M3 and it's cutting through Twyford Down. Very noisy it is as well. Stiles have been replaced with kissing gates. Very good. And we're now back on the Pilgrims Trail. A view of the scenery just past the golf course. Still on the Pilgrims Trail. Nice easy walk in this. M3 is becoming a bit distant now, thank God. The scenery just beyond the cross paths where you turn right, rather spoilt by these tyres. Can't imagine how they've got out here. Miles from anywhere. Tyres everywhere. Look like they're quite new as well. Yellowhammer in the background there. That sound. Beyond the golf course, easy walking between high hedges. Remnants of old man's beard up there. No blackthorn yet though. Pleasant pastoral scene. Back down on the Itchen water meadows. Still hear the hum of the M3 though in the background. That's never far away. Bit of information here about the Itchen navigation. One of the best chalk rivers for wildlife in Europe by all accounts. Well, that's interesting because a test claimed the same thing the other week down in Andover. Must be this area then. Anyway, there's a spelling mistake on that board from what I can see. As far as I was aware, aquifer was spelt with A-Q-U-A. I've put an I in it there. I don't think that's right. Interesting, there's a milestone marker here. 9 miles, 2 shillings and 9 pence. Northern to Shawford. Coal, culm, corn, ironstone, timber. So it must be some remnant of, well, it's a modern version of a distant memory. Interesting. Another mill conversion here. And one of the mill races, as they're called. Very pleasant afternoon now. Right, standing above the Itchen, very close to Shawcross Station. and by all accounts there's salmon and otter and a fish called a bullhead and lamprey in this river, so it must be very clean. Sorry, I got the station name wrong, it's Shawford, not Shawcross. Right, next to the River Itchen, very conveniently placed, is the lunchtime stop of the Bridge Inn, and it has a fantastic garden there next to the river. Now, I say lunchtime stop since the time is about 3 o'clock now. Admittedly I started late and I've already had my lunch, but take it back an hour and a half. If I'd have walked directly here, I think I'd have got here about 1:30. So it is doable if you catch the earlier train at 9:30 as suggested. And the pub from another angle, very pleasant indeed. My goodness, there's an old memorial here to Queen Victoria. In memory of our beloved Queen, 1837, Victoria, 1901. Amazing. Some kind of memorial up there on Shawford Down. Stood on top of the M3 again, looking back at St Catherine's Hill and my journey across the downs past the golf course, etc. The easily missed style in the text has now been changed to another kissing gate, like so many of them these days, thank God. The view from Hurdle Way, appropriately named. St Catherine's Hill. In the very far distance there, the cathedral. And there's a very good shot of the Twyford cutting. I'm sure the song Bright Eyes was written about that. Can't remember who sang it off the top of my head at the moment though. Annoying. No, it was Watership Down, wasn't it? Can't remember. Memory's gone. Now come off of Hurdle Way and I'm walking along the gravel track, 750 metres, with fine views, as you can see, to the right. Very pleasant March afternoon now. More Old Man's Beard, but more importantly in the background is a skylark. Hope you can hear that. Delightful sound of spring. Very pleasant walking at the moment up this track. Away from the M3 now. Just me and birdsong. And there we have another angle of the walk done thus far. What lovely views. Now back on the fringes of Winchester. Twyford Down from another angle. Plenty of birdsong now. No longer any sign here for Whitshoot Ridge. But I think it's pretty obvious which way it is. Over there on the left. Brings us out onto open downland. Right, there's an information board here. Donated by, or designed and erected by Badger Farm Parish Council for the new millennium. There's a bench there as well. Donated in 2002. Which provides a very lovely view of Winchester. We're now stood very close to what was Oliver's battery, mentioned earlier. From this point, Oliver Cromwell was able to bombard Winchester and its cathedral. Having come down from the common, I think we're now following the Clarendon Way just prior to crossing the railway line, as mentioned in the text. Right, there's a notice here dated the 9th of March from Winchester City Council. The footbridge over the railway line is going to be closed from the 21st of March for 3 months, or until completion of the works, whichever is sooner. Notwithstanding the above, it is expected that the closure will be required for no longer than 2 weeks. So, it's a little bit of information there that I wouldn't have known about, but fellow walkers will now. Well, on this residential hedge, I think I've got my first sighting of whitethorn. Is it whitethorn or hawthorn? I can't remember which way round it is. But the bees or the wasps and things seem to like it. And there's that yellow flower again, name of which I've forgotten already. That's the same flower I saw down this way before at Overton. So it obviously likes the soil down here. There you go, the Hospital of St Cross that we saw from above earlier. Closed to the public at the moment, but get a sneak preview here. Close up of the Church of St Cross. 4:45 now. Bright sunshine. Following the water meadows back now into central Winchester. Rather convenient picnic table there as we walk along the drainage systems of the water meadows. And just behind me, another fine view of St Catherine's. Plenty of birdsong, it's brilliant. Predominantly robins everywhere, marking out their territory, no doubt. All these drainage channels kind of give me a little reminder of the backs at Cambridge, where I find Winchester a much nicer place. Not as flat and boring. Sorry to residents of Cambridge, but there you go. Coot there. In the distance, the buildings of Winchester College and their playing fields. A lovely shock of red. It's even reflected in the river or the drainage channel. Interesting little diving bird there. Very small. Got no idea what it is. There's a pair of them here and they're very difficult to film because they rarely stay up on the water. That's one I'll have to look up. Another similarity with Cambridge, Winchester College. Great buildings. This one being the entrance to the headmaster's office. Or headmasters in a plural. My goodness. How the other half live. Come out of the Kingsgate, having walked up College Street, and there's a house down there where Jane Austen died apparently. Didn't get a chance to find it though. Interesting symbol there. One of the entrances to the cathedral. Well, believe it or not, above Kingsgate is a church. The Church of St Swithin. Been a place of worship for more than 750 years. And this is the same St Swithin who has his famous day in the summer. Date escapes me though at the moment. If on St Swithin it'd be fair for 40 days and all that. Amazing. It's just closed, 5 o'clock. 16th century buildings of Cheney Court. So here we are, back at Winchester Station. Now awaiting the 1742 back. Just got here, so that walk took me 11:45 I started. It's 6:45. So yeah, a lot longer than I anticipated. Very pleasant though, and I feel possibly it was more than 10 miles, but certainly much nicer after the St Catherine's Hill section. Beginning pleasant, but urban walking's not my thing really. Pretty as it was. Winchester's a very nice town, no problem. But the second half was more my cup of tea. So weathermen were right with the weather as well, spot on. Excellent walk. So that's Freewalk 15 completed.
Platform 1 for the 7